Buenas noches.
Hola César, buenas noches. Am, Hoy fue un día bueno, en la mañana un torbellino de pensamiento. En la tarde entré a salsa, me quedé dormido, me alivió muchísimo, mucho alivio. Disculpa si me dormí. Am, y por la tarde me puse a escuchar algunos audios y videos de Ramana que me producen alivio. Ahora, mi pregunta es, estos audios también me llevan a este alivio que te digo. ¿Es, es importante escucharlo o no debo escucharlo y
Lo que
indagar
sea,
yo?
lo que sea que te ayude.
Ah, ya. Gracias. Ah, sí, me ayuda mucho, mucho. Y porque estaba pensando, ¿no será que eh, estoy dependiendo y no lo estoy haciendo yo? O yo, la indagación. Pero sí, el satsang me alivia un montón, pero no hay satsang todo el día, así que hoy que tenía día libre me puse a escuchar algunas palabras de Ramana y me produjo mucho alivio, pero mi duda era esa, si, bueno, ya me la respondiste, lo que me produzca alivio. No siempre es solo indagación, a veces de
No, a
algo
veces
externo.
yo he dicho también que si la indagación no me sirve, entonces si no puedo meditar directamente en mi propio ser,
Ujú.
entonces medito en el concepto mm, que se refiere o habla de mi propio ser, de la naturaleza y la realidad de mi propio ser. Y la mente, de ahí la mente es una forma de meditación, porque el objeto de meditación es el concepto o el conocimiento. ¿Mm? No puedo pensar en dos cosas a la vez. Si estoy poniendo atención al audio y al video, no le estoy poniendo atención a otra cosa. Y aun si me distraigo, la atención regresa en algún momento al audio o al video, ¿cierto?
Sí,
La indagación es diferente. La indagación es, la atención va hacia nuestro propio ser. Y si me distraigo, la atención vuelve a nuestro propio ser.
cuando escucho el audio o cuando se escucha el audio, puede ser que haya indagación ahí también porque siento. O a veces también me hago la pregunta mientras está sonando el audio.
No, la indagación es voluntaria. Al principio, luego se hace involuntaria, espontánea, automática, si se quiere. Lo que puede que suceda cuando escuchas el audio o ves el video es que la mente se calme. Pero ese alivio es mental. Sí, la conciencia no tiene que aliviarse de nada. La conciencia es... Mm. Es el estado libre de pensamientos, no es el estado natural. Mm. El estado natural es la conciencia l- del estado libre de pensamientos. Porque el otro es la mente. Yo estoy consciente de algo o no estoy consciente de nada, ¿sí? Estoy consciente de pensamiento o no estoy consciente de los pensamientos. Esa conciencia es la conciencia reflejo, conciencia relativa o conciencia individual. ¿Me sigues?
Sigo, sigo.
¿Es consciente de algo o consciente de nada? ¿sí? Consciente de pensamientos o consciente de la ausencia de pensamientos. Es como que si yo estoy en mi casa y estoy consciente que hay tráfico en la calle o estoy consciente de que no hay tráfico en la calle. Esa conciencia, ese yo que es consciente de la presencia o de la ausencia de algo, no es el yo. El yo es la conciencia de que de la conciencia de la presencia de algo o la ausencia de algo. No sé si me explico.
Sí, noté otra cosa igual en el satsang,
Mm.
am, que quiero que me lo disuelvas un poco. Cuando hay conceptos como Ananda, Chidananda, bueno, un montón que ahora escuché, es como que no, no, o a veces la mente dice, y te tienes que aprender todo eso, pero hay como una resistencia a eso y un como no mirar. No es importante saber los conceptos, ¿no?
Claro que es importante, tal vez no en términos sánscritos, pero el conocimiento, la explicación que se da hay que entenderla, la explicación de lo que es la mente, la explicación de lo que es la conciencia, es una especie de mapa. A algunos pues no le hará
Ok,
falta, es muy raro, es muy
ok.
raro. Es posible, pero es muy raro.
Ocupamos el quién soy yo o a quién vienen esos pensamientos es cuando está muy acelerada la mente, ¿cierto, no, César?
¿Mm?
Ocupamos el quién soy yo o a quién se vienen estos pensamientos en la indagación cuando está muy acelerada la mente o hay un montón de pensamientos
No, no,
y,
no. Esa indagación es permanente. Lo que sucede es que uno se distrae de la indagación. Uno toma la determinación ahora de llevar la atención al lugar de origen de los pensamientos o la mente.
ya.
Y simplemente no te distrae, no dejas que te distraigan los pensamientos. Te retomas la intención.
Si están muy fuertes los pensamientos, es complejo volver al yo.
Sí,
Igual debo hacerlo.
no, sí, si son muy fuertes, entonces es muy
Ujú.
difícil quitarles la atención porque los consideras todavía muy atractivos.
Sí, muy fuerte.
Le das mucha importancia, primero le das realidad y luego sigues aquello, le pones atención a aquello que no es real. Y aquello que le pone atención a lo que no es real, tampoco es real, ¿sí? El que ve la ilusión es parte de la ilusión. Mm.
Entonces no darle mucha importancia y luego indago, ¿no?
No es que
A los
luego indago.
pensamientos.
Yo no sé si me
Ah,
explico, no sé si me entienden cuando explico la indagación. Uno no hace la pregunta ¿quién soy yo todo el tiempo? Uno la hace una vez, simplemente. Uno no deja que otra cosa me distraiga. Yo quiero saber quién soy. Y si quiero saber quién soy, tengo que llevar la atención a mí mismo, ¿cierto?
cierto.
No es cuando esto pasa, simplemente yo le pongo la atención a mí mismo y si la atención se va a otro lugar, la regreso a mí mismo. Estoy viendo la película y mi hijo me distrae o escucho que mi hijo está jugando y mi atención se va para allá. Pero lo que yo quiero es ver la película. Entonces mi atención la regreso a la película.
Película.
En este caso, la atención no va a un objeto. ¿Mm?
Va el sujeto.
Sí. O al sujeto o al lugar de origen del sujeto.
Ah, ok, ok. Como cuando estamos mirando una película y me lo has dicho tantas veces, pero no entiendo por qué la mente me traiciona.
Si necesitas preguntar quién soy yo, pues pregunta quién soy yo. Si necesitas de un pensamiento, ¿ok? Para interrumpir a los demás pensamientos, ¿verdad?
¿Ya?
Pues bien, de todas maneras, quien pregunta quién soy yo es yo, ¿cierto? Quien
Cierto.
pregunta quién soy yo. ¿Quién soy yo? Mm. Eso dirige la atención de la mente hacia su fuente o dirige la mente hacia la fuente. Hace que el pensamiento yo regrese a su fuente, más que le ponga atención a su fuente.
Perfecto, César. Muchas gracias.
Bien. Juan, creo que no estás en el chat de WhatsApp. No sé si me has escrito alguna vez por WhatsApp o por Facebook, que estoy haciendo unas publicaciones de Michael James donde explica exactamente la indagación como se hace acá y tal vez quieras darle un vistazo. Son unos comentarios que hace del libro Nan Yar, ¿Quién soy yo? Si no, está bien, no importa.
Hi, Caesar.
Hi, Caesar.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, good. Um, I seem to, hang on, I'm just going to adjust the speaker. I seem to be following teachings like your teachings with putting the I first, focusing on the I, and then a challenge comes along and I just forget completely. Well, I just get engrossed in all the thoughts and the tendencies and so on.
Sorry, can you repeat it from the beginning because I couldn't follow.
I seem to be okay when things are fairly peaceful
Yes.
and putting attention on the I. But when a challenge comes along, those teachings just seem to go out the window and I get engrossed in the thoughts and the tendencies.
Mm.
Uh, like a challenge popped up
But you can use
this
this,
weekend.
but you can use this situation to strengthen self-awareness.
Yeah. Yep. Yes.
Just don't,
Yes.
just don't rush, because people say that because when the feelings, the thoughts, and emotions and the circumstances are not pleasant, I want to avoid them, stop them, get rid of them. And then it becomes a controlling mechanism.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. Because
Control.
what
Yeah.
can be easy than ignore something or someone?
Sorry, can you say that again?
What can be easier than to remove the attention somewhere or from someone?
Yeah.
Is also it makes it is difficult because the intention of remaining self-aware is not strong enough. That's okay. Becomes stronger and stronger with practice.
Yes. So when those challenging situations occur, it's already it's not an issue.
No, all these situations are not an obstacle. On the contrary, they are somehow there to strengthen your self-awareness.
Right, like a test.
Yes.
Yes.
So we can take advantage of the situation, of any given situation, any given moment, right?
Yeah.
Even if you have to think, who am I?
Right.
Who think, who am I, is I, right?
Yeah.
The mind.
Yes.
So the attention goes to the thought I. See, who am I?
Right.
And then the attention falls back on the thought I. And then this thought I also subsides, merges in consciousness. And it becomes obvious that I am the consciousness itself, where the mind is merging in. In the awakened state, by the means of inquiry, it remains merged and yet aware or conscious.
Right.
In deeper sleep, merges in consciousness, but it remains unconscious.
Uh-huh.
The mind in the unconscious state is total darkness or total ignorance. It's called the veil of ignorance that covers oneself. When it wakes up and projects the world, then it covers oneself in the form of projection. See, veiling and projection. That's the two ways the mind covers,
Right.
like
Yeah.
clouds, obscure self-knowledge.
Mm.
Oh, ¿qué pasa, hija?
So it's a matter of making.
You have tourists in the building, so normally we have no neighbors. And now when she listens to somebody walking in on the hall, then she starts barking. But she's not want to be aggressive, she just want to say hi because the tail is like the dog is super friendly. He can't see anybody because he goes. Yeah. People get afraid because she barks, but it's not barking, it's greeting, right? And once, some lawyers or something. Yes. So.
What kind of dog do you have?
It's a golden retriever.
Oh, those are great.
Yes.
So it seems like it's a matter of making this the most important thing
Yes,
all
sir.
the time.
Yeah, absolutely. If it is not the most important thing, it doesn't work. That's why we get distracted because, oh, this is more important, right? Let me pay, even if it sucks, let me pay attention
Yes.
to that
Yeah.
because that is more important than this, right? Yeah, and the mind,
That one.
I said that before, the mind will look at something pleasant or unpleasant, it doesn't care. As long as it is looking at something, it can stand.
Yeah.
Alone, it cannot stand. Single, right? It has to
Yeah.
marry with an object, you see? The mind survives only in association with an object, in relationship with an object, right? Mind is subject, object. So it cannot be complete without the object, see? Because it is subject
Right.
and object, because it is both. If you remove one, the other one cannot survive.
Yeah, sure.
And if you remove the subject, the object cannot survive neither.
Right. Okay.
So the inquiry works in two ways. The attention goes from the object to the subject. Then the object merges in the subject. And the subject alone cannot stand and it merges in its source, or you merge the subject itself into the source by looking for the source of the subject, and then when the subject goes into the source, it takes with it the object.
Right.
Either what this I is or from where this I came from.
Okay. Mm. It seems like when there's an unpleasant situation, it wants to control, like the ego wants to control.
And if it is pleasant, also wants to control it because it wants to prolong it. This is why
Yeah.
it goes for the second round of beers and tequila, or for another burrito, or the, the second or
Yeah.
third round in bed, or I don't know, anything else.
Right. Yep.
Yes. The next of the same thing, because that thing left an imprint, sorry.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
the
Sure.
imprint is the tendency. And the tendency produces thought about the object, right? That I want to experience
Right.
again and again and again, boringly. Okay?
Hmm.
But the mind enjoys it because it keeps it keeps the squirrel running, ring, after the imaginary nut.
Right. Yep.
It is explained the Vedas. It's like the dog is chewing the bone, but it's fleshless, right? And then it bites and
Right.
bites and bites. It's trying to get flavor out of it, but and suddenly it breaks the bone, and the bone cuts the tongue of the dog, and suddenly the dog feels something tasty. Finally, some flavor is there. It's tasting its own blood. So the mind is enjoying its own imagination, right? But it says, no, it's because of this that this is so tasty. See, the mind that says, this is tasty. See, nothing says I am tasty or untest or not, right? Nothing says I am pleasant or unpleasant. The mind labels it as such.
Yeah. Sure.
And that's the beginning of the accumulation of tendencies. And these tendencies
Right.
produce a thought. To begin with, the body to which or through which is going to experience those objects, right? Because the
Right.
mind without a body cannot experience anything. See? Only through the body, through the senses in the body, you can have another burrito and another round of tequila and beers or whatever it is. I'm not saying that there is something wrong with this or that, right? It is the idea that this or that, yeah, because you feel happy because it is pleasant, right? And because it is pleasant,
Right.
it's quiet. And when your mind is quiet, it merges in the self. And the joy and the happiness and the love and the peace that the mind is experiencing is its own, is the is a reality of, is its own reality as the self.
Mm.
So the experience of happiness and love and peace is real. But
Right.
the
Okay.
illusion is that it is believed to be
The object.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Even the love that we feel, the limited love that we feel for the people that we like, or the people that are like us, right, is
Uh-huh.
real, but it is limited to these people because these people are like me, or they are nice, then I am okay. I love them. These ones I don't. I hate them, right? This one I want to keep around, or I try to meet with them, right? This one I
Yeah.
want to
Sure.
avoid. Even if he's seated beside me at the office, I don't want to see this guy. But this one at the left, yes, because it's like me. Or because it is nice. Right? So that is the mind, a conglomeration of likes and dislikes, right? Prejudices. Well, the first thought is I. I like, I dislike. And again, if the I remains without likes and dislikes, it cannot survive. And if the I goes away, then likes and dislikes also goes away. However you like to put it.
Yeah, sure.
Ooh, the mind loves suffering. As much as it depends, yes. It is unconscious.
Yeah.
It's a survival mechanism. Oh, damn it. You see, it's happening again. I knew it. See? Or I know it's going to happen again. See, this is the pessimistic mind, right? That believe that what happened in the past is going to happen again. And the optimistic mind is one that believes that whatever makes them happy is going to happen again. And you see, I
Yeah,
told
sure.
you, see, I am a seer now. I am clairvoyance. I told you it's going to be super cool. Come, let's go to the park. It's going to be fun. How do you know? Because you were in the park, and when you've been in the park before, it was fun, right? But now you go to the park and you can break your leg, right? Somehow. So I give you pleasure now, it's going to give you pain later, maybe, right?
Right.
I'm not saying that this is your case. It's a way of speech. See, your lover can
Yeah, sure.
your lover can be pleasant until it becomes a pain, right? Or it can be a pain and suddenly becomes a sweetheart, right?
Yeah, sure.
So we call pleasant good, unpleasant bad. That's as simple as that. This is what I love about this knowledge. It's so simple. There is nothing wrong with pleasure and pain neither. Pleasure itself, see, the pleasantness itself doesn't say I'm good, and the unpleasantness doesn't say I am bad.
Yeah, right.
Mm.
The mind that does that.
Mm. Because the mind experiences it as something separate from itself. It's the experiencer of this or that, right?
Yeah, sure.
From consciousness, there is not something separate or united with. Nothing separate from consciousness, neither united from consciousness. Therefore, whatever it is consciousness. So in that state, then there is no subject-object relationship. They cannot be an experiencer of something. Or the experiencing all this new age distortion of concepts. I am the experiencing. There is only the experiencing. So the experiencing of what? So for there to be experiencing of what? There will be no.
That is the ego present.
Oh yes, this is what the New Age did. It took the actual knowledge and distorted, right? And that's super misleading. And then they use the concept experiencing as a synonymous of simply being, when being is the totality, the
Right.
absolute beingness.
Okay.
Mm. If everything is being, there is only being. There's no experiencing of what. See?
Yeah, sure. It's not experiencing being.
Oh, who is experiencing being? Nothing, right? Being is just being. Which is which is different from the being and not being, right?
Right.
So this being cannot be real because it appears and disappears. The other being is a person, means person, right? Is the word being as a person. And the other one, the word being is just as a verb, right? As
Right. Yep.
existence, right? Absolute existence. That itself is consciousness.
So that's your experience all the time, experience of love or
No, this is what I am all the time. Sí,
yeah,
it cannot be, I cannot experience myself. Then I will have to divide myself into subject and object.
yeah,
So I cannot even experience, I don't even experience pleasure and pain. Pleasure and pain are also myself. See, there is nothing, see, there is nothing but myself. Uh, They are neither within me or in it is myself. See, the self alone is and includes all. Because the language is dual, then there is the self that includes all, right?
yeah.
You see why sometimes it's difficult to understand because the mind grabs this, the mind is duality. Oof. And difficult, it's difficult, if not impossible, to grasp
Yeah,
that, that there is no duality. In reality, there is neither duality or non-duality.
yeah, sure.
The mother of concept of non-duality is duality. The mother of the concept of unity is separation. Who's going to think about unity
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
is I don't believe in separation. If I don't believe I'm separate, how can I think about reuniting myself with something?
yeah, sure.
Huh? If I don't feel like I am in prison, how can I think in terms of freedom or liberation? So this knowledge of absolute beingness is beyond liberation. Some people say, you are that which is free. Free from what? What is there apart from the self that says the self has to free itself from? Oh, the ocean is free from the waves. What waves have to free the ocean itself from? It's, so it's beyond duality and non-duality, beyond differentiation and non-differentiation, between see, beyond enlightenment, beyond all that.
Yeah, sure.
There are no concepts. This is why it's called the state where the concept simply does not arise. Because the one that conceptualizes does not arise. It's neither knowing or not knowing, it's just being.
Sometimes when I've been talking to you for a while, my mind will go nuts. It'll it'll be fine, and then all of a sudden it'll just start to go crazy.
When? I didn't catch the first part.
When sometimes when I've been talking to you for a while,
Ah,
like if I've been talking to you for like half an hour or something like that,
yes.
my mind will start to go nuts.
Yeah, because
And it's
yeah. Because it begins
it
to,
seems like
it's a short circuit.
The what?
short circuit.
Oh,
The mind says, please stop it. Stop saying that I am not, that I don't exist. I don't like it. It may offer resistance, see, also. See, there is something from within that says, yes, true. But the mind says, what do
Mm.
you mean by true? Hey, what are you talking about? Hey, don't bypass me. Then we have to talk always less than half an hour. Because after half an hour, the mind goes,
That's that's like the end of the time bomb or
yeah,
something.
you have to.
hey, Caesar, can I just ask you? You said you're not affected by the pleasure or pain. So if, say, pain or reactions come,
Oh,
how do you?
but the reaction is also myself. Ouch. So there is no problem with pleasure, and there is no problem with there is pain, there is pain. And if there is pleasure, nice. So if there is pleasure, enjoy for as long as it lasts. And if there is pain, bear it for as long as it lasts. The cat can start playing with me biting. When it goes too far, ow, ow, ow. Right? Now, if I will be in a state where there is no body consciousness, like so-called inner samadhi, whatever, then who cares? Who's gonna feel what? But it can happen. See, samadhi is permanent in the sage, but samadhi is of two kind: external, internal. External, there is body consciousness. Then the sage experiences everything like everybody else, but not as something other than himself. If the samadhi is internal, then there is no body consciousness. And then you don't feel a thing. But in samadhi, one is conscious of being consciousness. Hmm? That's the difference between samadhi and sleep. And sleep, oneself is consciousness. But we are not aware of being consciousness because a stupid mind throws this dark blanket on ourselves, right? This is why we only know that we are in deep sleep in the awakened state. But that memory is not of the mind. I remember that I am because I am in deep sleep, right? So the I am in deep sleep is the same I am in the awakened state. It is just in the awakened state is mistaken to be the body. But the mind throw all these on us, right? Come, have that.
We can get intense and it's like, woo!
Come, have the universe, the universe. Entertain yourself. It's like you're seated in your bedroom and then somebody switch on the TV. You see, who is asking you to switch on the TV? The self didn't ask for this is all mind stuff. Sorry, I'm just uploading quickly the afternoon videos before I forget. The guys keep on reminding me to upload it because when there is one question after the other, I forget to upload the videos. So, the I am that is quiet is not what I am. I am the one that is aware of the one that is quiet. See? The one that is free from thought or the one that is thinking. See?
Right.
The one that is aware of something or nothing is not
Sure.
I.
But the I am that, or when there is quietness in the mind, it can merge with beingness or consciousness.
If it is aware of itself, not if it is aware that is not aware of anything. Are you following? Because
Right.
the blank, which is then the mind is seeing the blank, and that keeps the mind seeing nothing. Sometimes people say, "No, I see nothing." But who sees nothing?
Sure. Right.
I see the blank. Who sees the blank? Then the mind sees something or nothing, right? The always who is experiencing whatever it is, who is experiencing or who is not experiencing whatever it is. Means we have to be constantly self-aware. It's funny because it's not an action, but it seems to
Sure.
be an action, right? One can say that the mind is constant, is actively self-aware, actively looking within.
Right.
Otherwise, it will see something or nothing. Then when it sees nothing, then it claims, oh, I am that.
Okay, gotcha.
So the thought-free state is very nice, but it's not
Yeah.
it's not the ultimate experience. Actually, let me see if I can put it in English because I just wrote it in Spanish for the Spanish group. I wrote this to summarize specific. Huh? No, I'm talking to to Terry and Shannon. Oh, the other way around. The thought-free state is not the natural state of consciousness. It is a state of mind. The consciousness of the thought-free state is the natural state.
Right.
Mm.
Would you say that the thought-free state is
Because that's a mental state, that's samadhi.
You would call that samadhi?
Yes.
Mm.
That's why Nirvikalpa samadhi does not kill the mind. See, manolaya, the mind is just suspended, but it's not dead. It is
Right.
posed. This is why it comes back. It keeps on coming back. Yeah, of course.
Mm. It seems to be getting easier to be in a thought-free state these days, lately. So, but that's still...
But then go on. See who is experiencing. See who is experiencing this experiencer of the thought-free state,
Right.
which is different from consciousness of the thought-free state. There
Which
is,
is different,
is
did you say?
there is consciousness of the mind being still,
Right.
and there is consciousness of the mind being active. That's different. It's very subtle, but it is different. Okay,
Right.
who is conscious of the waking state and deep sleep? It is consciousness, right?
Uh-huh.
So we must experience oneself as that consciousness.
Mm.
So consciousness doesn't see the free state or the thought free state or the thoughtful or the thoughtful state as separate from it. It doesn't matter for consciousness. Hmm?
Right.
And there is another.
Peter, is that the same as, because I was listening to something about the desireless state, but it's still a desire if you,
Desired state is a mental state.
it's still a mental state.
Yes. The mind, the self has neither desires or no desires. See, all that. You see why we have to keep the self aside. Forget about that. It cannot be understood but experienced directly. And when it is experienced directly, there is no doubt about it. It doesn't need anybody's confirmation, right? Or approval of its existence and so on. It is self-evident, right? It is clear.
Mm.
Hmm. And here I say, one cannot be aware of consciousness, but the consciousness of which one is aware. I don't know if the translation in English went wrong here, but the consciousness of which one is aware. It makes sense in English? Or is aware of? Yes.
Yeah.
So it's consciousness of being consciousness, right?
Mm.
Or awareness of being consciousness, or conscious of being awareness, if you want to use the word consciousness or awareness as oneself, right?
Yeah, sure.
So they cannot be one aware of the other, right?
Right. Because it's the same.
It's oneself knowing oneself as we actually are.
Mm.
And oneself doesn't see anything other than oneself. See, nothing is other than oneself. Whatever it is oneself. We haven't get to half an hour yet. We have to set an alarm.
His mind's okay.
So far, so
So
good.
far, so good.
So far, so good. Nice.
Can I just ask one last thing that pertains to just all these little things? And it's a really basic question, but what are your thoughts on, because a lot of people say when they fast, they're better to detach or not have that body consciousness. What do you think of fasting?
The body consciousness or no body consciousness is a mental state also.
At the mental state.
Why put the body in such a stressful condition? The body is not to blame. That
Because I
is,
was thinking about that. We need to mentally fast.
that is self-inflicted pain. How many hours is considered to be? How many hours is considered to be fasting? Any penance, okay, is nothing but unnecessary self-inflicted pain, right? Like all these vows of speech, celibacy, whatever, food, water, standing on one foot. Why put the body? The body is not to blame.
I like that.
Now, how many hours is considered to be fasting? 8 hours? 12 hours?
Well, 24 hours, 36 hours. That's what people say.
No, 12 hours, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? Intermittent fasting, 12 hours. Okay, have your dinner at 6 o'clock in the morning and have your breakfast at 6 o'clock in the morning. So have your dinner at 6 p.m. and your breakfast at 6 a.m. How many hours you are fasting? 12 hours, right?
Yeah.
Then fasting is already there as a natural process. Now,
Yep.
I don't deny that what fasting might do for the body, that it begins to eat its own destructive self or whatever cells and all that. Yeah, that might be, but now for healing purposes, it's okay. Of course, you feel the body light, right? Okay, interrupt the fasting and see how the mind will go back bananas again. Because the mind was not destroyed, the mind was just paused. See, it was suspended, right? But it's still there in a latent state, exactly as it was when it started the fasting. It can become even worse after the mind.
Yes. Yes, it can.
Now, because I want to enjoy all what I didn't have. Mm. Then you are thinking that you are fasting, no? And that doesn't reinsure body identity. I am the body that is fasting.
Mm.
Hmm? I am fasting. Fasting is from from attention to something else that is not oneself. So fasting is of attention. You can eat and remain self-aware. Who is eating? While you are eating, right? Now, if for medical purposes you start fasting, then there is no inquiry about who is fasting, then
I had a client who said she's going on a 6-day juice fast with a retreat. So there's a lot of these juicing fasting retreats.
no, that's a very juicy situation for the mind.
Well, that's what I thought. I'm like, that's going to be fascinating.
So
I feel like when you fast, you got to be alone.
yeah, it can be juicy retreat or it can be hanging on one hand retreat. So it can be juicy or painful. It doesn't matter. The mind will go for it, right? Because it's the doer. Who is the doer of the fasting? Right? I am doing fasting. I was fasting, the doer of the fasting. So all this is may produce the opposite effect. Then it will come proud, right? Because I managed, see, I managed to, I was not thinking for the whole weekend. I didn't have one thought. The one that says so is a thought, it's me, right? So I'm thinking that I'm not thinking. Now I'm thinking that I was not thinking. So I keep on thinking, right? That I am the thinker and the not thinker, right? The one that is not thinking is a thought. The I thought. If there is a free thought state, is the state where the thought I is absent. Mamma mia. Thank you for, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I found these people in my life that could clarify all that and make it clear and simple. See, it was clear and simple. Right?
Yes.
The truth is clear and simple. It's short and sweet. There is a man one in Satsang, an Indian fellow, so cute. Yeah. Sir, yesterday I was meditating and I finally saw the light. And Mr. Ratanlal started laughing and laughing. Really? And who saw the light? See?
Oh.
See? So the light is something, right? I is something else, right? So if we're experiencing anything other than I, it's not I. If I am that, so that must be revealed itself as I, right? Not as something.
Was it like the sun doesn't give light, the sun is light? So it's not like I'm the sun and I'm giving you light. The sun is just light.
The word light has been used as synonymous of consciousness because without light you cannot see, without consciousness nothing can be. But consciousness is beyond light and darkness. Even the brightest light that you can imagine that illumines the senses and passes through all these channels and reaches the brain. And when it reaches here, this subtle thought I comes before it becomes I am the body, right? Even that light that is seen rarely by few, see, between deep sleep and the awakened state, it still is that light is a projection of the self. It comes from the self. So It must be, where is that light in this flip? Where is the light in this flip?
Just not.
But who is there in this sleep? I am there as I, which obviously is different from the total darkness, right? Or the total light, or the projection that appears when the light touches the tendencies, illumines them and animates them and reflects them as all this. So it is like the projector, the lights, and the light, right? Without light, there is no projection, right? When the light appears, it touches the slides, and the projection appears, right? So even that light comes and goes. Now, the vitality or the aliveness of consciousness is even different from that. It's even more subtle than that. This is why it's so difficult to grasp, even when it is oneself. Only because the stupid mind is looking elsewhere, right? The attention must be removed from everything, right? Otherwise, self-awareness is so subtle. This is why no distraction can be allowed. Now, when the knowledge of being consciousness is irreversible, right? Then if the mind is active or not, it doesn't matter anymore. The knowledge of consciousness, of being consciousness is there. And we remain unaffected. We were always unaffected, right, by mental activity of this kind or that kind, physical activity, this kind or that kind, one's activity or someone else's activity, right? We are already unaffected. We are not aware of being unaffected because we are not aware of oneself as that which is unaffected. Are you timing, Terry? Still?
Broke the record, I think.
God, very.
It's almost like there's so much stuff that pours out, like whatever energy that pours out of me.
No, I understand.
That's
I understand what you mean. See, when we are in English, no, you say, guys, when you are thrown in the middle of the soup, right? Is that a saying, right? To be thrown in the middle of the soup. Then,
right.
I understand, right? I've been there.
Yeah.
Then, oh my God, the whole beauty is gone. How can it go? Where can it go? Where can it go and how? Right? And it's funny, again, the mind unconsciously, see, is doing it. See, purposely unconscious, if I can use that analogy, right? Oh my God, what is happening here? Oh my God, now, oh, the peace, where is the peace gone? I lost it. How can you get it? How can you lost it if you never got it? See, that peace belongs to peace only, right? You jump out of that peace again. See, you rose back from that peace. and cover that peace, right? By entertaining yourself with what you yourself are creating and reacting to. I say, oh my God, what is the peace? What is the yeah.
Yeah.
But I know it is tough. I mean, it's just.
Mm. It was like my first week in India was turmoil when I was expecting to be in bliss. And it was probably, I was wondering why I came.
I'm telling you, I love India. And even with all, what I may say something, I hope it's not misunderstood by if an Indian person listens to that. But my first impression of India was not nice.
Mm.
Really. When I arrived in Bombay, I believe. Yeah, I think my first trip was via Bombay. And then from Bombay, I flew to Bangalore. And from Bangalore, I took a taxi to Puttaparthi. And
Uh,
the smell was so strong. The plane hasn't even arrived yet at the gate. Okay, the door of the plane was not open. So that cabin is supposed to be pressurized, right? And the smell was coming through. When the door opened, I said, "Oh my God, what is that smell?" And I thought it was coming from the toilet or something. No, that's Bombay smell. And I said, "Good Lord, it's so thick that you can cut through it with a knife, right?" And then when I have to go out of the terminal to go to the domestic terminal, I say, my God, what a mess. See? And then not only the smell, but the noise, right?
mm.
Pum, pim, purum, pim, pum, patadero, piponaro, and I say, good Lord, good Lord. Where is the now on the way to Puttaparthi? Not everything starts changing because Puttaparthi is in the middle of nowhere, and you go through fields and stuff, and it's more. But even though, right? You go through towns and you see, you used to mess around, right?
Yeah.
There's noise, strong, your senses are bombarded. See, India, you would just bombard your senses, right? All of them, right? How am I supposed to get peace here? How?
I was more referring to my mind. My mind was more crazy in Tiruvannamalai for the first week than,
Well, this is because of the fire of Tiruvannamalai or Arunachala, not
yeah,
Tiruvannamalai, Arunachala.
yeah, Arunachala.
Yes, it is mental diarrhea time. Arunachala is like a laxative. Here we go. Come, let's bring that on, man. Bring it on, mama. Right? Now, if you have proper guidance, then you can survive all that.
Yeah.
So all that is happening, there must be a substratum, right?
Mm.
So forget about that.
Right.
Look at the substratum. Because sometimes inquiry does not stop the mind. On the contrary,
Mm.
it steers the mind up, the tendencies and the thoughts, right? Based on the same tendencies.
Mm.
But the mind must be looking elsewhere
Right.
to itself. Itself is consciousness, but so far it doesn't appear to be like that at the beginning. I saw many people going banana in Puttaparthi also. Or it happens also in the presence of the so-called self-realized beings. They become the trigger.
Right.
Either during or after you spend some time with him. Say, oh my God, I got ants in my pants. These ants were not here. I didn't feel them before. But they were there. They was just hiding in the cave, in the hole. Right? Now they come out, they start biting, tin, 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 tin. And it itches everywhere. So normally are the devotees. If not the guru himself that tells you, no, come down, it can happen like that. Don't worry, it will pass. Just practice.
Mm.
And if it's not by quantity, it's by quality.
Mm.
Two or three, but really annoying. That goes on getting repeated, right?
Right.
The two or three favorite tendencies of the mind that arises, see, and become the disturbing, see, the distractive thought, object, right?
Right.
In my case, was this the spiritual half orange,
The what?
the spiritual sweetheart.
They have orange.
Yeah, the spiritual partner, right?
Right. All right.
Yes, the spiritual Rapunzel, or I don't know, spiritual, how you call it? White snow or something. Snow White. Always turned to be a black sheep. I say, oh God. From outside, they look spiritual. Spend some time with you will see what is there.
Mhm.
Or they're interested in spirituality. Go sometime to Bangalore or somewhere to see what they are really interested in. I say, oh God, now I'm dragging to this, right?
Right.
Mm. Or the ideas of spirituality. You have your ideas at least clear. I say, oh God, what is this person looking for? It's not that. It's a mess.
Mm.
So your spiritual romance turns into a turmoil. and becomes distractive. See, itself becomes a distraction. Yes or no? Somebody there?
Mm. Yeah.
The mischievous smile means I know what you're talking about.
Mm.
Yes, I'm interested in only in this. Good. And I say, hey, where are you going? No, I'm just, oh, come. Say, what? Where? Off you go, see?
The distractions.
Yes. So the attraction becomes distraction.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah, sure.
Then you can spend some time again in the world of ignorance, see? Disguise as spiritual romance. Oh, good Lord. Oh, oof. The thing that after a few good glimpses, it's just memory at that time, right? You know that see, you haven't lose. How can you lose yourself, right?
Mm.
Something within you, see, it's like an alarm, bang, bang, bang. You may not, you listen to it, you may not pay attention, but this is something inside says bang, bang.
Mm. Time to wake up. See, my experience when I went to Tiru was, well, I mean, the first week was crazy, but after was quite beautiful. But I think the next time when I came to see you in Thailand, that was, I mean, everything was crazy because I had to live in the backpackers and everything. But I think I learnt more there,
In
catching up with you than, yeah, yeah.
Thailand is a
Just,
very particular place
so what do you, what do you mean?
because you have the best of the two worlds, the spiritual and the material.
Right.
Because believe it or not, there is a big sense of spirituality in Thailand.
Yeah, right.
But when you look there, you say, "Oh my God, what is this?
Mm.
Are you a man or a woman?"
Oh, right.
Right.
Um,
So in Thailand, you go to Patong, and there is a big temple there, but also the red light district, just few blocks
yeah.
away. Right? So it's like, oh Jesus. So one can get easily distracted. Even if you are not attracted, you still can distracted by what you are not attracted. See?
Sure.
Mhm. My bum begins to ache totally. Ache. Oh, like I having pet sore or something. Spirituality can be distractive also.
Mm.
We can take away the attention from
Ah,
ourselves, the temples, the rituals, all what is external to ourselves, whether it is material or spiritual, is a distraction.
sure.
God Himself can become a distraction. The Guru itself can become a distraction.
Mm.
This is why
If,
when some gurus see that a devotee is too attached to themselves, they send them away. They say, I'm within you. See, look for me within yourself, right?
right.
Ramana said, see, don't get attached to the feet. The feet will not be there sooner or later, and then you will suffer. I knew people that when Baba passed away, they committed suicide because they have no purpose of living anymore.
Jesus. Yeah, right. Mm. Mm.
So, see, when Ramana was in the so-called internal samadhis, see, you see these videos where he's sitting stone like,
Right.
not blinking, not breathing, not completely unaware of even Arunachala. So he was aware of Arunachala, but he was aware of being Arunachala. See?
Right.
I had Baba in front of me, right? And suddenly I got it. Jesus, I have to remove. You are an object also.
Right.
You are part of the illusion. So you are part of the scene. And your own people told me to bring the attention to the seer. So I'm sorry. See you later, right? And when I am thinking that I can explain it now, like slowly, but at that
Mm.
moment was you get to know that basically without intellectual process. You just know it strikes you, right? And he
Mm.
noticed that insight in me, and he was pleased. Hmm? Like, yeah,
That you were holding him as a teacher.
yes, like go on, do your thing.
Mm.
Hmm? Well, this is the scene, I am this here. And you are part of all this, right? So,
Right.
so you are part of the illusion.
Mm.
Then who is the seer of the illusion? And that was even worse. My God, the seer of the illusion is part of the illusion. So another the scene of the seer, right?
Right.
But what sees. Hola, Víctor, ¿cómo te fue?
Mañana, piscina.
¿En dónde? ¿Aquí? ¿En la mañana? Con-
Necesito cenar algo. Te voy a decir no.
¿No comiste nada? Ok. Y bañarte. Oh, 10:21.
Thanks, Caesar.
Thank you.
No wonder my bum aches already. So your mind freaks out after half an hour. My bum begins to freak out after 2 hours and 20 minutes. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow. Okay.
See you.
See you next time.
Okay. Nos vemos mañana. Okay. Yo te puedo hacer un sándwich, pero usted se tiene que ir a bañar.
Hoy yo no hice
No, bueno, pero no, igual tienes que bañarte un rato. No, que no siempre.
frito.
No, vaya a bañarse. Vaya a bañarse. Wow. Entonces no hay sándwich. Ok. Nos vemos mañana. Ok.
¿Listo?